Dream team for Super Rugby round 8. I've got 2 tired children in the room just through that wall. Probably the daylight savings things, or the fact that they're just mad that the Crusaders look so good. Could be either one. There are some Crusaders in this Dream team. There could be a lot more. But yeah, Dream team for round 8. If you hear screaming children, it's because they're tired because of daylight savings, or potentially just angry at the Crusaders. We will start with some props. And this one from the game, which I didn't watch in full. If you remember rightly, the Bulls and the Jaguares. I did not watch in full, but it was a surprising result. I have picked Lezo Gaboka from the Bulls. You guys will have to explain these numbers to me because, I mean, he made 3 from 3 tackles. That's fine. That's not a whole lot of tackles. He did concede 1 penalty, but his opposite number conceded 2. He passed the ball once. And he had 11 runs, which is very busy work for a prop. 3 defenders beaten and 2 clean breaks. 2 clean breaks for a prop is also pretty impressive. 45 run meters. I don't think they showed that in the highlights package I saw, so you guys will have to let me know just how good he was during the game, because his numbers certainly stack up. Whether or not the game itself matched that, I will leave it to you guys, but at least those numbers on paper, very good. And the other guy I'm going with is the Beasts from Tawera. He's had a bit of a resurgent season, hasn't he? Like, the guy's not getting any younger, and there's at times you kind of think he's a bit past it, and perhaps he shouldn't be in Springboks contention, but not when he's playing like this. Last couple of weeks, he has been top class. Likewise, him, like 2 out of 2 tackles is nothing that startling, but also he didn't concede any penalties. His opposite number conceded 1, and Connie Oosthuizen on the tight head side conceded 2. So his side of the scrum seems to be doing pretty well. Likewise with Gaboka, he had a whole bunch of busy work with the ball. 9 runs, 2 defenders beaten, a clean break, a pass, an offload, and 23 run meters. So very, very busy day for the Beast. From the Reds at hooker, I'm going with Paenga Amosa, if I can spell that. I'm not going to write his whole name because I'm running out of letters. Paenga Amosa, the hooker for the Reds, he's putting his hand up in that Wallabies conversation again. Interestingly, he did manage a try despite only getting 2 meters with the ball. Part of that was at the back of a maul. So 4 runs, 2 meters, a try. 6 from 6 tackles, but key point, and I think which will be key to his chances with the Wallabies, and key to the way the Reds play as well, his line-out operating was 12 from 12. So the Reds rely pretty heavily on their set piece, and it's something that's been criticised of him before, but that area of his game was looking pretty tidy at the weekend, so a good effort from him. Into the second row, and here's where we get a Crusader. I have gone with Scott Barrett, and this guy seems to be on my board pretty much every other week. When he plays, the Crusaders don't look as good. 9 runs, 22 meters, so good work rate, beat a defender, 4 passes, 14 tackles, a turnover, and 5 line-out wins. Thank you to the person who told me the Sanzar site also mentions line-out wins, not just line-out steals. That is a very good stat to have on hand, even if it means looking up another site just for that one number. The Sanzar site's not that good. It's pretty ordinary, but that is an interesting stat to have. So, yeah, Scott Barrett, the guy's just everywhere. He is a workhorse. He's probably, is he the best form New Zealand lock at the moment? Quite possibly. Next, from the Rebels, I've gone with Adam Coleman. He's another guy who had a big game. He had 4 runs for 7 meters, which is not that startling. 3 passes and offload, but 14 out of 15 tackles. Also a turnover, also 2 line-out steals, and also 3 line-out wins off his own throw. So, in terms of the Wallabies, is he the informed Wallabies lock? Probably at this point, yes, I would say so. Into the loose forwards, Jaguares, I have gone with Pablo Matera. Pretty key player in their victory over the Bulls. He had 8 runs for 57 meters, which is a very good effort for a guy who was wearing 6 on his back. 4 defenders beaten and a clean break. The clean break was the try, and probably the 4 defenders beaten, maybe all in that one move. He was just a wrecking ball. 5 passes and offload, 13 out of 13 tackles, so 100% for him. A turnover and also a line-out win. So very sharp. Another loose forward, and boy is he in good form. I've gone with Adi Savea. Probably the best form of his career at the moment. The guy had 2 tries. It's a good start. 9 runs for 97 meters are the kind of numbers you would have expected from the other Savea when he was on the wing, but this guy's from at number 7. 3 defenders beaten, 2 clean breaks, didn't concede any penalties for a number 7. 2 passes, 8 out of 9 tackles, also managed 2 turnovers, and I mean, he caught Tavita Lee, try-saving tackle, and he's a number 7. Tavita Lee is a winger. He should have been burning Adi, but Adi has got gas. And lastly, I've gone with, from the Highlanders, the team's not doing that well, but Shannon Frizzell's having a pretty darn good season. For him, it wasn't actually his best game, but it was certainly impressive. He had a try as well. 13 runs for 32 meters is not as good as the other 2 guys, but for a loose forward, it's still pretty good numbers. 3 defenders beaten, a clean break, 4 passes, 3 offloads, 8 out of 9 tackles. One of those defenders beaten was Nani Lamape trying to protect the line. Couldn't stop Big Shannon that far out, and I guess that is to be expected. But yeah, he went over pretty easily. Scrum half into the backs, and another guy who appears on my board a lot. He is just so key to the Rebels and what they do. Will Guinea. He has a nice balance once again of 8 runs, 7 kicks, and 47 passes. So he passes mostly, which is his job as a 9, but he's got enough running and enough kicking to keep the other team honest. 85 run meters did he get for those runs, so more than 10 meters a pop. 2 defenders beaten, 3 clean breaks, so when he was running, he was making it count. 1 try assist, and the try was a really smart heads-up play as well, just seeing the gap and just burning through with that gas. 3 out of 5 tackles is, I guess, not disgraceful for a halfback, but he's done better, and also managed a turnover and all that, so the Rebels need him to stay fit. For sure. Next, and this guy, if he keeps putting in performances like that, will definitely reignite that debate about who is the best New Zealand 10. Richie Mo'unga kind of ran the show for the Crusaders in what, especially in the second half, became a real blowout. 12 runs for 91 meters is pretty good for a 10, although Bowden Barrett regularly racks up similar numbers. I think he might have actually had more run meters in this recent week. 6 defenders beaten and a clean break, 22 passes and offload, 2 out of 3 tackles. The Crusaders' kicking that night was at 83%. I know Richie kicked 3 conversions, so his kicking seems to be getting better as the season goes on, because that's been one thing that's not been on that big form so far this season. So, yeah, when Richie plays well, the Crusaders play well. Crusaders just play well most weeks. Midfield, and we've got a Blues guy. I was skeptical about him coming back, but he does seem to be in pretty decent touch at the moment. Ma'anonu, 7 runs, 49 meters. Pretty handy. 2 defenders beaten, which is probably low for him, but a clean break in there as well. 9 passes. He scored a try. He set up 2 tries and had 8 out of 9 tackles plus 4 kicks, and his kicking game was actually alright. So now the conversation is Mata for the All Blacks. I still can't see it, but hey, maybe if Sonny Bill gets injured, stranger things have happened. Other midfielder, I've gone from the Sharks. I've gone with Lukanyo and that guy's in Springbok form as well. 15 runs, 5 defenders beaten, 2 clean breaks. He was just giving hell, basically, for that whole game. 1 try, 7 passes, an offload, 6 out of 6 tackles, but amazingly 4 turnovers. I don't know how a guy wearing 13 gets 4 turnovers, but he did it. And yeah, he was pretty impressive throughout. Next, and I have picked a Sunwolves player despite the fact that they got pretty well beaten. He is in good form, is Samisi Masarewa. And I will go over a few honourable mentions because so many outside backs were good this week. But Masarewa had 14 runs for 100 metres. 9 defenders beaten, almost double figures there. 5 clean breaks, which is really up there. 4 passes, 3 offloads, 2 tries. Remember, they only scored 15 points and he had 10 of them. Was it 15 points? How many did the Sunwolves score at the weekend? I think it was 15. 4 passes, 3 offloads, 2 tries, 5 out of 6 tackles. Also managed the turnover. He did concede 2 penalties and knocked the ball on a few times, but I think overall he was pretty sharp. Next, from the Sharks, I have gone with Kerwin Bosch. He had a pretty big game. He played like a guy who doesn't like sitting on the bench, and he even said in the aftermatch interview that he'd been frustrated sitting on the bench so far this season. If he keeps playing like that, Rob Dupree Senior is going to have no choice but to play him because he was in startlingly good form. 11 runs for 104 metres, also 9 defenders beaten. Only 2 clean breaks for him compared to the 5 of Masariwa, but still 12 passes, 2 offloads, 3 try assists, kicked a penalty, kicked 2 conversions, and at 100% tackling rate with 1 from 1. The guy's in good form. He's one of my favourite players, so I hope we see him more starting because I wouldn't like to see his career kind of stagnate. He's still pretty young. He needs to be starting. And lastly, another Rebels player, hence the gear I am wearing. I've gone with Reece Hodge. I was going to be hard-pressed to leave him out. He had a hat trick of tries against the Sunwolves, so 3 tries, also a try assist, so he had a hand in 20 points directly. 14 runs, 101 metres, 5 defenders beaten, 2 clean breaks, 4 passes, and an offload. Rebels are looking pretty good. About to do the power rankings to see how they go, but yeah, that's the team. I mentioned honourable mentions. I will say Sever Reece for the Crusaders, very good. Will Jordan for the Crusaders, despite people trying to take his head off with those high shots on him. Very good. Israel Folau broke try-scoring record, also very good, try and a try assist. Mapimpi for the Sharks, very impressive. Outside the outside backs also, I mean, Crotty was good. This Jaguares guy, Miotti, very good, had a couple of tries on debut. Very good stuff. But yeah, those are my 15. You guys let me know your thoughts and who else you might have had in the team. And yeah, talk to you again soon. See you later.